A very good morning to everyone. I'm your host and guide Ravindra Rao from Kotak Securities, and I'm back with another round of weekly commodity updates. Well, it was another volatile week for commodities as many commodities hit fresh highs early in the week but lost momentum towards the end. Commodities started on a firm note amid a weaker US dollar and firmness in equities. However, they lost momentum as prices led to interventions. The US dollar index drifted lower for another week, keeping its negative correlation with the risky assets. The US dollar index tested 3 week low as support from Fed's monetary tightening expectations were countered by mixed US economic data, reduced safe haven buying, and retreat in bond yields from recent highs. The US 10-year bond yields jumped to May highs near 1.7%, reflecting rising inflation concerns and increased expectations of Fed's monetary tightening, but eased to end the week near 1.63%. DXY, that is the dollar index, has been unable to breach the resistance zone near 94.30, 94.70. Therefore, whether Greenback's rally is done for the remaining part of the year or it will break the resistance and move higher towards 95.60 needs to be seen. We are now inching closer towards October end, and with the start of November month, the volatility might be high amid US non-farm payrolls data and the FOMC meeting. I hope that we'll get the short-term direction in DXY in November. Technically, as I mentioned, 94.70, 94.30 remains a strong zone for the bulls to breach. And if that happens, it might move towards 95.12 initially, which is the 252-day moving average. And if it sustains above that, it might move further higher, or else we feel it might take a pause near 95.1 to 95.15. Similarly, the weakness in dollar index has given gold a push, and we have seen gold flirting near $1,800. Gold had edged up last week, gaining support from the correction in the US dollar. Also, some retreat in the US bond yields. Gold has gained support, also gained support from rising inflation concerns as energy and commodity prices continued to remain high. Gold has risen to as high as $1,815 last week, the highest since early September, but has failed to sustain and ended near 1796 per ounce level. Now, this is mainly because of the range bound movement in dollar index and supportive bond yields. While silver also came off the highs along with gold, it still managed to gain 4.7% last week. Silver has seen a renewed buying interest lately as industrial metals hold near multi-year highs while gold is moving closer to in fact it is moving above 1800 an ounce. While with improving economic outlook and rising inflationary pressure, market expectations have picked up that Fed and other central banks may start monetary tightening. Now, this might, in case of Fed, this might happen in the November meeting. The recent underperformance of US dollar shows that market players expect Fed to take cautious approach at least on interest rate hike. We expect to see volatile trade in precious metals as market players continue to assess inflation situation, Chinese economic health, as well as outlook for Fed's monetary policy. On the technical front, the COMEX gold has moved above $1,800 an ounce, and it has given a trend line break. Also, there is a kind of inverse HNS formation. I would say it is a complex inverse HNS formation, and we feel if it sustains about 1806, 1808 on a closing basis, then there is a chance it might move higher till 1834, 1836 dollar per ounce, which is a multi resistance point because bulls have failed multiple times to breach that resistance. And if that is taken out, we might see gold inching higher towards 1860, $1870 as well. In case of MCX gold, 48 300, 48 400 remains to be a strong resistance, and if that is taken out, we might see gold moving higher towards 49,000, 49,200 also. Until then, we expect a range move between 47 600 on the lower side and 48 300, 400 on the higher side for this week. In case of silver spot, prices have reached 24.87, which was the resistance, and from there it has slightly corrected, trading close to 24.41 currently. But we expect the prices might move higher again, and it might test the inverse HNS formation target near $25.23 per ounce. Similarly, on the lower side, it might take support near 23.50, 23.60. So any dip in silver might attract buying. In case of MCX silver, it has already tested the 252-day moving average around 66,500 on the daily chart, and it needs to be taken out if the bulls want to take it higher towards 67, 68,000 levels. So there is a chance it might take resistance near 66,500 and it might correct slightly, but that should be a buying opportunity. And any dips towards 64,000, 64,500 might again attract buying in silver. Coming to crude oil, crude has continued to hit fresh highs amid worries of tighter market as demand is improving while supply remains constrained. High natural gas and coal prices in international market has increased expectation that market players may switch to other fuels. Crude oil has managed to edge up despite sharp correction in gas and coal prices. The momentum is still positive, but little or no reaction to negative developments commands some caution, and any sharp correction in international energy prices may make crude vulnerable to profit taking. On the technical front, WTI crude might take resistance near 84, $86 WTI crude, and there is a possibility it might give some corrective move towards $80, $81. But we are not expecting a major correction, and there is a chance if it doesn't move out of the resistance zone of 84 to $86 on the higher side. We might see a range bound movement between dollar 84 85 on the higher side, and on the lower side it might take support near dollar 80 to dollar 78. On the MCX, 6,400 450 would be the upside cap, and on the lower side 5980 5960 is a possibility, and that would again attract buying. In case of natural gas, we had seen a good corrective move. We had mentioned in our previous podcast that we might see a good corrective move in natural gas, and that has happened. But now it has again moved up, and 446, 445 remains a strong resistance on MCX. So if that is taken out, we might see a further upside towards the recent highs, or else we expect a range bound movement between 450 on the higher side, and on the lower side it might take support near 370. Finally, coming to base metals have witnessed sharp volatility in reaction to Chinese intervention to ease energy crisis and controlling rising prices. Sorry. Prices were volatile also as support from a weaker US dollar and firmer US equities have been countered by mixed economic data and concerns about health of US economy. We may see a volatile trade continuing amid fear that China may take more steps to stabilize prices. Also, market players are assessing the demand supply impact of higher prices and rising energy costs. Technically, the entire base metal looks pretty range bound. Copper is trading in a channel with a double top near 813 on the MCX. So, if it takes out 813, we might see further upside towards 848. If not, then we expect prices to trade between 813 on the higher side, and on the lower side it might take support near 750 745 levels. In case of other commodities like zinc, has seen sharp correction from higher levels after testing around 326. Now it is trading close to 285, and we expect 280 to be a good support, and the prices might once again bounce back towards 295 298 if 280 holds. Other commodities like aluminium is also trading near support. 228 226 is a good support. If that holds, it might trade in a range of 228 on the lower side, and on the higher side 240 242 would be the resistance. So this week we have CPI and GDP economic data releases, as well as interest rate decisions from ECB and the BOJ. Apart from that, no major triggers this week. So focus will be on the interest rate decisions and the CPI and GDP data. Well, that's it from my side. Good luck and trade safe.